Happy Saturday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, where we transform our inner experience to phenomenal outer experience. For now, 10 minutes of our day, we do it together. Say hi, say hello, drop a comments down below. Before we get into today's message, I just want to have us take a couple deep breaths and say thank you. Thank you for sharing your 10 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes of your 24 hours with me. Thank you. I love you if you haven't heard it today. Okay, let's breathe in and out. One more, breathe in and out. Woo! All right, how are you feeling? It is Saturday. It is Saturday, April 20th, 2019. Yes, I'm going to be dating the episode. I normally don't like to date it, especially because this will live infinitely on the airwaves and the radio waves and the internet world. And so, you know, those who discover me will be like, yo, she was doing this way back in 2019. Really, I started this in 2017. So welcome aboard. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for connecting with me on all social media. I'm available on any of your favorite platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at lasuperagent, including LinkedIn. So if you're over there on the professional stuff, and I do share this over there, so shout out to my LinkedIn cadets. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, really love the radio podcast listeners for rocking with me, growing the channel, and staying committed. True and staying committed. So we are on radio podcasts everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, Breaker, Castbox, on and on and on. And if you're using a radio podcast platform that you don't see, I'm available. Please hit me up and let me know. We'll make sure we get the show on that platform. Remember, Shift Your Thinking is a bonus series on my channel, and my feature show is Hello, Ready, Set, Real Estate. I am a licensed California real estate professional, public educator, co-creator of a whole bunch of stuff. Learn about me, check me out. I'm an author, international speaker, and I speak on B2B conferences. I do industry training for industry professionals and a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, I'm knee deep. I'm head deep in this, y'all. Also, if you see any of the merch that I'm rocking, you too can rock it. Remember, the merch supports Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, which is the first nonprofit that teaches real estate literacy to ages 11 and up. So anything you buy from me, invest in me, actually a portion of those proceeds are being donated to the work we do through the nonprofit. Okay, so I was sharing with somebody the other day, because if I ask you plain out to donate, you probably won't do that. But if I sell you something that you might really be interested in, like any of the books that I've created or co-created, like Just Fell Out of Escrow, Real Estate 100 Teen Home Buying Experience, Real Estate 100 The Teen and Millennial Investment Blueprint. I've got some other books and stuff available online in ebook. I've got a new book release coming out in August called First Time Home Seller from Keys to Proceeds, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So when you invest in that stuff, I'm able to take some of those proceeds and put it back to the nonprofit so that we could really just teach the next to fix the now. All right. Continuing on with Shift Your Thinking, 200 Ways to Improve Our Life with Dean Del Sesto. And I'm in the section called, I'm captioning this, Focus for the Convo, episode 116. 116. Can you believe y'all been rocking me this long? You've been rocking with me since 2017, since the inception of Shift Your Thinking. Ready, Set, Real Estate, I started also that summer, 2017. We are now in our third season of Ready, Set, Real Estate, and I really applaud you all for supporting me in my wild ideas. I love you, love you, love you infinitely. Okay, I'm in the section where he says, having a conversation is like cutting a diamond. Focus improves all facets of the outcome. He says, want to ruin a good conversation? You ever thought about that? Do you purposely want to ruin a good conversation? Sure, if you don't want to speak with that person. He says, then drift or think of what you're going to say next. Is this you? Plus one if you're a person that tends to think about what you want to say next before allowing somebody to even finish their whole thought and commentary in a discussion. He says, we've talked about listening before, but beyond listening is focus. He says, in my earlier years, I was so distracted during conversations that I often got caught with no response other than a blank stare, wondering what did this person just say, how should I respond, and how the heck do I save myself from embarrassment. He says, generally I'd be some percentage in the conversation, and I would be some percentage in thought about something that had nothing to do with the conversation. Drop down below, focus. Focus, focus, focus. He says, the results were always a disjointed, awkward response or a clumsy redirect only to do it again after their next response. Tragic, he says. Not only were conversations infused with stress, but they never even reached a hint of their potential. And as fate would have it, over time, he says, he became more introverted, lonely, and insecure about basic social circumstances. Is that you? Is that you? Where you just realize you're just kind of really disconnecting. What I do, and I do this for a couple reasons. So I prime my son because he's with me all the time. So I use timers, and these are my hourglass timers. I really love these, by the way. You can get these online. And one's 15 minutes and one is 60 minutes. And I use those as timers and primers in terms of conversation, how long I'm going to be doing something. And I use to-dos, like I'll schedule what I need to do so I can remain focused, because it's easy that someone just, thoughts I'm constantly receiving downloads, constantly. So for those of you who have experienced this with me, I love you. It's not you, it's me. He says, then I got married. Talk about bringing gasoline to a bonfire. It was in the process of focusing my mind to stay in the conversation that I discovered the hidden gem of creating relationships, especially with his wife, he says. And although he still gets caught in the drift from time to time, he says he's now able to refocus quickly. Drop down in the comments below. Refocus quickly. Snap back. He says, whereas before my conversations were 50% in and 50% distracted, today, he says, he hovers around 90% to 100% in. Wow, that's really impressive to go from 50 to 90, even at 100. Through a bit of work and a new habit formed, and this is what Shift Your Thinking is, it's reconditioning, rewriting your mental program. He says he is keenly aware that people are well pleased when he stays within the frame of the conversation. Drop down in the comments below. Let's stay within the frame. Frame it. He says it's a benefit that keeps him from nervously switching to the me show, an empty stage where he alone has disconnected, one-way monologue, ignore the audience, and no one claps. Imagine crickets. Yeah, because you're not vested. In fact, no one's really there but me, he says, alone, afraid, and humiliated when he gets caught in the drift. All right, join me today. Let's do just one thing. Because you're going to have a conversation with somebody between any time today, before the end of the day. Identify that one person and stay focused. I feel really good because I went to my son's friend's birthday party, and I was engaged with staying focused on what people were conversing on. When I needed to disconnect, it was at a park. I had a little blanket, so I went and sat down. I recharged, especially because, sometimes people, when you give, you get drained, right? Sometimes, depending. When I give life, it does drain me, but it also re-energizes me. I don't know how to explain that. And then there are some people that really are takers, so be mindful of that. And just think about just identify one person that you're going to stay focused in that conversation, and watch how the level of intimacy, care, and love evolves just by showing that person that you're focusing on them. All right, that's my time. I will see you tomorrow.